Hi everyone, Graham here with the latest updates from We Share Abundance. We Share Abundance is a cloud nation. We are the United States of the world and we're on a mission to banish poverty. We welcome citizens from all geographical locations, all classes, creeds, genders, colours, whatever, height, weight, no matter what you are, you're very welcome here. So we just see everybody as a human being once you are a citizen of our community, our cloud nation, part of one big family of humanity. We recognize that you're all unique in some way, have something therefore unique to offer our community, and therefore all of equal value. It's a non-separatist ideology, and we'll be having a little affirmation to help us with that in a moment. Before the affirmation, we'll have a little prayer, and the little prayer will be to help us find what everybody in life wants, true happiness. Not the short-term pleasure that you get from a holiday or meeting a friend or buying a house or a car or whatever, but that permanent joy, that permanent happiness that stops you seeking things. It doesn't mean that you lose ambition, but it means you're always contented, you're always happy, you're always feeling fulfilled. And that joy and that happiness only comes through loving service to others. And the great thing about being of loving service to others is that the more people you serve and the more you put into that service, the more everything that you want and need in life will flow to you. You don't have to stress out chasing after money or worrying about how you're going to fit time in to do this and look after the kids and whatever else you have to do. It'll all just happen. And so it's a very good way to live your life. And that's what our very short little prayer is about. We should be streaming live on YouTube, Twitch, X, and in our Facebook group, We Share Abundance Updates. And I can see that we are working in YouTube, definitely, because we've got Lewis from Portugal, Peter from Kettering, I think, from memory, in England, Don from British Columbia, Canada. Peter, he's got it down here, Kettering, yeah. We've got Colin from South Africa. And in Facebook, we've got Maureen from London, UK. Now, we normally don't see the names of people in Facebook, but Maureen is special. I don't know how or why, neither does she. But for whatever reason, she crops up. And it would be wonderful if everybody did, because we could do everything from within the app. But we can't. So I will be heading over to Facebook in a moment, because that's where we get most of the comments, most of the questions, and we can see the names of the people that are in Facebook. Excuse me. So let me make sure my speakers are off for a start, because when we get to Facebook, they can cause feedback. Then let's head over to Facebook and look for We Share Abundance Updates group. And then we'll be looking for the 17th of April. And we click here, we should get the comments up, and we do. And yeah, we've got Maureen, as we know, in from London, UK. We've also got Richard in from Devon in the UK, not far from me. So it's not been a bad day. Cold wind, but it's been reasonably sunny, but there's a little bit of drizzle in the air now. So I'm hoping that's going to stop a little bit later on when I take Cody out. Okay, we've also got Verna in from South Africa. Let's get started then with that short prayer. We'll follow that with that little short affirmation. Then we'll get right into the business side of things, answer any questions that there are, and we'll let you all then go about your business living happily, hopefully. Okay. And we've got Verna in from South Africa as well. Right. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so happy and grateful for you, and we ask that you bless the We Share Abundance community, that it may fill each member's heart with unconditional love, and that through that love, each member finds the joy of service, and through service attracts true happiness and everything they want and need into their life. Amen. And our little affirmation: we're so happy and grateful to be citizens of the United States of the world, with God and truth as our leaders. Heavenly Father, may thy kingdom of peace come into our world as it is in heaven, and free us all from divisive inharmony, that we may become perfect citizens in body, mind and soul of thy world. Okay. Right. If you've been following, you know that Devyani isn't here today and tomorrow. So on the development side, there's nothing happening. I've been trying to get things done, and I seem to be making progress, but it seems to be very, very slow. I'm still working on things for the updates in the 777 plan. It's probably just as well that I'm being slow, because if I get them out, then people will say, oh, well, this isn't the same as it shows here. And because we're in the process of doing the coding for the changes. But one of the things I'm looking at is how we can help you get people following you through faster into the phase 2. If people are passive, it can take quite a long time for them to get into phase 2. And if they're passive, they shouldn't be able, they've got nothing to complain about, because all they're doing is sat there waiting and watching, and eventually they're going to make money. But if you've got a lot of passive people in your network and you are working, you need those people coming through, following you into phase 2, so that you can generate more income. And so I want to speed that up, and I've got I've got ideas of how we can do that, and I think we will be implementing those. It will be meaning that you active people will be using some of your activity to help your inactive people get through into phase 2. Once people are in phase 2, then things start happening in a big way, and that's where the money starts coming in. Because from phase 2, quite quickly, people will be going into phase 3, and from 3 into 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. But it's getting that movement. Phase 1 or level 1 is the engine and the fuel and everything. It's the whole system is built into that first level. And really, it doesn't matter very much how much you make from, well, you can't make an awful lot from level 1 anyway. The maximum is $17. But it's more important to have people following you through into phase 2 than it is for you to have lots and lots and lots and lots of people that will eventually follow you through. So if we can speed that up, I think it would be beneficial for everybody. Beneficial, obviously, for the passive people, because they'd be moving along quicker. But more importantly, it will be much more beneficial for the active people, because they'll be making a lot more money a lot faster. So I've not had a chance to discuss this with Devyani, so it might be implemented at a later date. We might just carry on with where we are. But we've been doing pretty well. I did have a look earlier on, but I think if I can log in again, we'll see just how many people. But we put quite a lot of people in just recently to the system. I'm logging into one of our test accounts now. And when we get logged in, I'll just be able to tell you how many people we have in there. I think I can get in there now. The dashboard, yeah. We've got nearly 6,500 now, 6,497. And that's quite a big jump, because we were saying, let's get it to 6,000 just a few days ago, and now we're at 6,500. So let's get it to 7,000. Okay, it's growing rather spectacularly, and that's even with the slow growth that we get from the passive people, because as I say, at the moment it takes quite a long time for them to start seeing anything, and that of course is affecting the speed of the total numbers. I've lost Facebook now. Where is it? Here we go. I've got it now. Got it back. Okay. See, we've got Bazina in from Edinburgh in Scotland, and we've got Willie in from Malawi. Right. Other than that, I haven't got an awful lot of information for you on anything. We can't really progress with the ShareHope plan until we've got the 777 sorted. I'm hoping that when Devyani comes back on Friday, she's working Friday and Saturday, we'll get most of that done, and we'll be able to get onto the ShareHope plan early next week, and hopefully get that integrated quickly. Because once that integration's done, it's there. Everything is ready. It's in place. It's been thoroughly tested by me. And we'll be able to help people both generate income from that plan in personal referrals and the matrix, but also in creating liquidity for them to withdraw funds from their ShareHope wallet as well. So that's all very exciting. A lot of the growth that we've had will be in free entries, and that will be meaning that a lot more people from our database of 40-odd thousand have been given free positions in the 777 plan. And I hope these people realize what they're getting there, because it's a really valuable thing. I know you might say, oh, it's only $5, but that $5 is going to turn into hundreds and thousands of dollars for them, just because they are a member of We Share Abundance. Who else have we got? We've got Azed in from Bangladesh. Hi there. So if you've got any questions, get them into the comments as quickly as you can. Let me check back in the app and see if we've got any more people in from any of the other social media platforms, or any questions in there. I remember we had Maureen. Oh, we got Ron in from the Netherlands, from Amsterdam. Lots of songs about Amsterdam, but I'm not going to get into that. Okay. I had to restrain myself. Was about to burst into song there. So let's, while we're seeing if there's any questions, give you the numbers for the last 24 hours. We have an increase of 48 in our registered members to 42,142. We have an increase of 15 in our active members. All the twos, 2,222. And we actually just scraped into another dollar with the Multiply Weezer bonus pool, 10,394, dollars exactly. We got about 60 odd cents for just logging in from the revenue share, which you get every day just logging in. It's always good to log in there, see what's going on the login ads as well. You can see what people are promoting currently, as you can when you log into your account in WeShare Abundance as well, of course. And I see we've got, I think, Andrew in, is it? Yeah, Andrew from Auckland in New Zealand as well. I hope it's a nice sunny day there. It's it'll be getting into autumn there now, won't it? So your sunny days perhaps coming to an end a little bit. Rugby season starting down there, I suppose. So right. I don't have anything else for you, and I can't see any questions. I can't think of anything in particular that's come up in the tickets that I've seen that sort of needs addressing. As I say, Devyani is away or has been away today. She'll also be away tomorrow. Unfortunately, when she's back on Friday, I'll be away most of the day Friday. As I told you, I've got some business in Barnstaple I have to attend to. So that's it. I did chase up Beyond Infinity on the car that they owe us. I've not had a reply from them yet. They did send us a form a while back, a few days, maybe a week ago. I completed the form and sent it in. I also updated the salesman at the distributorship about what was happening. But since then, nothing's happened. So I sent an email today, but so far we haven't had any response from Beyond Infinity. The car is due for the 1st of May. I think it's unlikely that we will get delivery for the 1st of May, the lead-in time for cars, unless they have the car that we want in stock. It could take weeks or even months to get a vehicle delivered. So I'm not quite sure how it's all going to work because they're dragging their heels. We'll just have to wait and see. Of course, when it comes, the funds are a bonus anyway, really. You know, it's just extra bonus money. But it will be well received because it will put us on the track to starting to get debt-free in repayment of the loans, nest eggs. That's it, really, loans and nest eggs. Ultimately, as well, we want to get everybody into the 777 plan and earning money, which means that even if they've put money in previously for any reason, that they'll be generating more than that through the 777 plan. The 777 plan will grow very quickly. I mean, it's growing quite quickly now, but it's going to grow much, much faster in the not too distant future. And I think we're going to break all records with the growth. I think at the moment the record's held by Live Good for getting close to 1 million paid members in 12 months. I think we'll exceed that. But it will depend a little bit on who joins, because if we get, people in that are motivated and go out and bring in literally thousands of people, I mean, they'll make thousands of dollars a month if they do. But if they go out and bring in thousands of people, then of course it's going to make things grow very, very much faster. And I think eventually we're going to get somebody that says, wow, this really looks good, because people don't understand it at the moment. There's a lot of people promoting a new launch, which looks similar to Live Good to me. And there's another one that's being promoted, which is a 2x, can't remember how many matrix, which ultimately is going to fizzle out the way that all matrix do. Why? Because they haven't built in anything like we have in that 777 program. We are unique. It is radical. And it is, at the moment, a case of keeping our eye on it and fine-tuning things. And we will be doing that. We've got to make sure we get the balance right. And it will change as we go through different phases of our development and growth. It'll be very, very interesting to see how it all comes together. But I am very, very excited by the prospects of that plan. I think we will reach millions of people worldwide, help them financially. Now, finance isn't going to banish poverty. If it was just a case of throwing money at poverty, there would be no poverty in the world, because somebody with a lot of money would say, okay, I'm going to get rid of poverty. But it wouldn't work. You give people that are in poverty some money, and it relieves their situation for a while, but it doesn't stop them being in poverty. They'll be back in poverty very quickly. It's like when people win lotteries and things, within a couple of years, they're back where they were before, sometimes even worse off than they were before, because they don't have the right mindset for the cash that they have. So what we've got to do is we will help with some income, but that won't banish poverty. We've got to be more proactive in the educational development that we will be able to bring forward as we build our resources and are able to help people change their mindset. And that is far more important than the band-aid of giving them a few dollars, which makes it easier for them to put food on the table and pay the rent. Both are very important, but the educational side is far, far more important than the financial side, because if we could do the educational side even without the finance, we would be on a good path to get rid of poverty. And the people would find their own way of generating the income. But we need the income as the hook and the bait, if you like, to bring people into the plan where we can help them to understand what they need to do to change not only their lives, but the lives of their their offspring, their families in attitude so that they'll never lapse back into poverty. And that is what we will need to be doing, okay? Let's just see. Here we go. We've got a few more people in. Well, we had Andrew. We've got Larry in from North Carolina. Hi there. Lovely to see you. I'm not sure we've met previously on one of these broadcasts, Larry, so welcome. Maureen says, do we go back into 777 after 7, or is it built in? I'm not quite sure what you mean there, but I think you're probably asking, do you get another position in phase, in level 1 and then work your way through again? And the answer to that is no, you don't need to, because you will keep getting pass ups from people that come in through the system on a continuous basis, especially if you are active in promoting. There is no recurring income in as much as there is no recurring subscription. However, the way that the plan is designed is to bring more people in through the system that we have, increasing growth exponentially. Now, everybody's going to say you're going to just run out of people and it's going to end. And it would be wonderful if that happened. There are 8 billion people on the planet. If they were all in the 777 plan, you would all be incredibly wealthy. Okay. Even if 10% of them were in the 777 plan, you would all be incredibly wealthy. So nothing has ever saturated. Maybe the 777 plan will be the first to saturate, who knows? But no, you don't sort of get a new cycle and start off again, because every time somebody new joins and they're coming through and whatever levels they come out, and we're going to be promoting and making it more attractive to get in at higher levels straight away as well. I think you'll like what's coming, but I'm not sure if that answered your question, Maureen. But no, you don't sort of keep going round and round because you don't need to. Over 1 million, that would be crazy, says Richard. We can get there. We can get there, and I'm pretty optimistic that we'll do it faster than Live Good. So I think Live Good is pretty much slowing down now. I don't think it's going to grow much. I think there'll be people dropping out, and they'll do well if they maintain that 1 million database. I think they've got around about 1 million. We're just short of 1 million before the end of the year. I don't know what their total numbers are now, but I know that their sort of top promoters are finding it more difficult to get people in, and they're moving into other areas, which always is the case. You get these people that are capable of bringing in thousands. They've got thousands of people in there, but they see that their income isn't really going up there, no matter how much work they put in. When they were putting the work in to start with, it was great because they were growing. They were going from 0 to 10,000 to 15,000 to 20,000 a month to 25,000 a month. And then it all sort of stops and it's 25, 24, 23, 24. And they think, I'm putting on the same amount of work and I'm getting nowhere. So they go to the next plan and they start doing the same there. And the same happens with all of them. And I know that Jeff Amon, who is the top distributor in Live Good, he's really heavily pushing SendShark at the moment, which is an autoresponder. And the same thing will happen pretty much with that, I think. It will max out. I don't think we'll max out. I think we'll just keep growing until there is no more growth possible. But we'll have to wait and see. But certainly 1 million is well within our reach. And does it matter if we do it in a year, or we take 2 years, or we do it in 6 months? It doesn't really. What does matter is that from 1 million we go to 2 million, and from 2 million to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6. Just 10 million is something that's never been achieved in our industry previously. And 10 million is a tiny fraction of the number of people that are available in the world that are looking to generate extra income. It's really very, very possible, because everybody will succeed. Okay, right. Maureen says, okay, I get it, thanks. Okay, so I wasn't sure whether I'd answered your question, Maureen, but thanks for it, and I hope it's clarified things for other people as well. Okie dokie, let me head back to the app and see if we've got any more questions in there. We go back up to where we were. I remember seeing Ron coming in from Amsterdam. We got Colin asking a question. If people do not log in for 2 months, when they get removed, what happens to any free entries on their account? Do they also get removed and recycled into the registered pool? We are handling that. I don't think people will, once they start to understand, I think we will get more people that are logging in regularly, for the first thing. Second thing is, at the moment, we've stopped taking people out to prevent getting holes in the system. But we have also built in now a way where if somebody becomes a ghost, if you like, their spirit's still there, but they've disappeared, it won't affect your lines, your income or anything. You see, effectively, you only get one commission from everybody anyway. It's a single payment plan. Okay, there are 7 levels, but let's suppose everybody came in at 635. You get one commission from that $635 dollar purchase. Now, I know it's split up into 7 different things, and it can be done in pieces, but if you look at it just as one payment and one commission of whatever it works out at, $500 or whatever it is, then that's it. You've got it, and the pass-ups that come from that are not affected whether that person leaves or not. And you're not affected because you've had your one-time commission from them. So it doesn't really matter, in all honesty. But what was happening was that we had people that had been put in that didn't realize it, and they'd been moved out of the system. And so although they were showing in the database, they weren't showing in people's dashboard because they were no longer in our main database. So those ghost entries now have been solved, in the fact that it doesn't matter whether they are there or not, because we will still show them as being in that position. And once you've been paid for them, it doesn't matter. And once somebody that position would still give a pass up in time anyway, whether the people were there at the end of the day or not. I know it sounds a bit strange, that, but it really doesn't affect anything. But we have looked at it and we have solved the problem. And at the moment, we're not taking people out anyway. We need more and more people in, really. We've got 40,000 or whatever I said it was in the database. How many? 42,142. But there's probably 4,000 of those already now been put into the plan. And it won't take long before they're all gone. We need more and more and more people in, whether they join the 777 plan or not. We need people in, even if they're free members. The other thing, of course, is we need to encourage people to get their family in. It's crazy for somebody to have a free entry and not put in their mother or their father or their grandfather or their grandmother or their grandson, or, you know, it doesn't matter. There's no age restriction on it. There's no upper age limit and there's no lower age limit. The difference, upper age limit, they'll be able to withdraw their funds. Lower age limit, it will be like a trust account. They can't withdraw their funds until they can verify their ID as a what do they call them? I don't know. A majority age. I don't know what the legal term is for it. But as an adult, I suppose, is the simple way of putting it. Usually when they're 18. So they you know, you could have a newborn baby and you can bring them in, and they will be generating income, and by the time they're 18, they'll never need to worry about money again. Okay, hope that answers that question as well. We've got Deborah in from Southern Alabama, USA, as well. I think she missed the prayer. I know she always likes the prayer. We've got John in as well from. Oh, John's in Facebook, and he's come up like Maureen. We're seeing his identity. John from Mexico, he's in on Facebook, and I don't know how that works, and I don't know why. I wonder why everybody doesn't come in like that. That would be much better if they did. Anyway, that's it. I think we've covered everything. I can't see any more questions, so let's call it a day there. I'll be back here, same time, same place tomorrow, 7 p.m. London time, on YouTube, Twitch, X, and in our Facebook group, We Share Abundance Updates. Until then, get out there. See how many people you can get into We Share Abundance. They're all going in that power line as well. Once we get the Share Hope program going as well, you know, we'll get people coming in just to get into the power line, and then there'll be potential clients for the 777, and this 777 are all going into your power line now. It's a double-edged sword, if you like, you know. It's going to be really, really, really powerful for you. So I'm looking forward to getting that other plan launched. I'm looking forward to getting the 777 plan running smoothly so that we can get that other plan launched. Okay, but get out there, get the people in, get them into that power line, get them into the 777 plan, and let's see how fast we can get up to, first of all, 45,000 active members. That should be pretty easy. 45,000 active members. Why? Because that'll help a lot of people that helped us get started right back in the early days, 5 years ago or whatever it was when we started putting this together. And we had founder members, and they'll start benefiting from their generosity in getting us started back then. And the more people we have in, the more gradually we will have as surplus, which will enable us to get more and more and more people paid off, so that we become totally 100% debt-free as a community, self-sustaining and growing. And at that point, we can bring it all together, bring in a government, and it's all yours, okay? Until that time, I'll be here, okay? And I'll be here, as I said, tomorrow at 7 p.m. So until then, God bless you all. I love you all. I'm working constantly for you. And I'll see you later, alligator. In a wild crocodile, yeah. See you later, alligator. Always wear a smile. See you later, alligator. Go the extra mile. See you later, alligator, yeah.